Hey, welcome to the channel. It's Jack, the muscle and mobility maker with Stronghold Strength and Conditioning. And today, I'm going to be taking you through a few mobilities that'll really help you if you do a lot of sitting throughout your day for your job. So, before we get into it, make sure you take a moment and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future content like this. Every Saturday, I'm putting out videos showing you how to resolve aches and pains, prevent injuries, and overall optimize your performance inside the gym and outside of it in your daily life and routine. And it doesn't get better than that. So take advantage of it. Ready? Let's go ahead and dive into this one. All right, like I said, today I'm going to be taking you through some mobilities that'll be really helpful for you if you do a lot of sitting throughout your day for your work. Maybe you're driving a car a lot throughout the day. Maybe you're sitting behind a desk and looking at a computer a lot throughout your day. Today we're going to be focusing on improving our spinal range of motion in the thoracic range. So we're working on some spinal extension there in that thoracic spine. We're going to be improving your hip extension, and really you're going to see a lot of extension together here from the hips and the spine because we're countering all that flexion that you're doing throughout your day when you're sitting. Flexion at the hips, flexion at the spine. Very common there. So we want to break that pattern and get you out of that a little bit and really start to not only open up range of motion into extension, but also strengthen it in that area as well. So let's go ahead and start looking at the exercises here. All right, the very first thing we're going to start addressing is your cervical spinal column. Here I have my band anchored at about hip height on a post, and I'm placing it around the base of my skull just above my ears, so it actually cups my head back there. What I want to do is flex the band against the floor, so I'm using my neck muscles to actually press the band back against the floor, bringing it into tension, and then relaxing and using that traction effect to give myself a nice relaxing effect on the other end of it here. So you can play with actually turning your head back and forth and making sure that you're able to relax and just let the band take your head in between here. So engage for a few seconds, then relax, try moving with some rotation, see how that feels, and try different movements. You're not going to have a ton of rotation side to side here, but even little wiggles can work out some kinks that you didn't know were there. Next, we're going to open up your thoracic spine with a foam roller and a large medicine ball. You can use a pillow or something else that you can hug as well if you don't have a large medicine ball here. But I want to place that roller at my mid-back, and I'm pretending I'm rolling that ball up and down my spine, so that's actually helping me in flexion and extension. And I'm going to segment my spine a little bit here as I do that, so I want to go ahead and move the roller along my thoracic spinal column, starting at my mid-back and gradually working up toward my shoulders. Each time I feel I have that range opened up, I'm going to move to a new range and then continue that process. I do want to keep my abdomen braced as I reach back so that my ribs are not flaring and coming out of alignment with my pelvis as I'm doing this. Then we're going to come back to the band again here and work the thoracic spine a little bit more. Here I'm doing a thoracic extension using the band to help pull me into a thoracic extension from that prone position for about 5 seconds, and then I'm going to relax and go passive again. My band height is probably about chest height on this post this time. You can adjust it based off of the intensity of the stretch that you need. So if you need a little less intensity, you're going to keep it a little bit lower to work on this one to start. As you want to intensify it a little bit more, you can bring it up a little bit higher. But here we're getting into that thoracic spine. We're also getting into some good hip extension. So as you pull, you want to keep your glutes engaged, keep a good base at the bottom of your body there, making sure that you're keeping your pelvis pinned to the mat, and then really using your back muscles to help pull yourself into that extension. But this will also help free up that stretch on the other side. So we go contract and then we go relax. And we're going to spend about 2 minutes doing this. Still using the band, they're all at about hip height from here on out for these. We're going to take our arms into extension here. So we have our arms back behind us. I'm gripping both sides of the band. My thumbs are pointed in toward one another, and I'm just hanging out almost like the figurehead of a ship. Once you can get into a good passive position here, you can actually start to try rolling your shoulder blades throughout a full range of motion. So try a nice full roll and then allow yourself to relax deeper into the pool of the band. This will also stretch out those biceps quite a bit in the front of your shoulder. Progressing to the hip a little bit more, here I've got the band at the back of my hip like a climbing harness, and I'm in a lunge position. Once I'm in that lunge, you're already going to feel a big stretch from that band there, and you're going to have to use your leg strength to help hold that position. But once we're in that lunge, we do want to use a good strong glute flex. So you'll notice that I'm contracting my glutes and relaxing my glutes. And this is going to intensify that hip flexor stretch for a split second, and then we're going to relax and take that range of motion. Next, we're going to do a little direct self-myofascial release to the psoas muscle. So here I'm using a kettlebell, but you can use a large softball like a women's fast pitch softball to do this as well. I want to place it in the space between my rib cage and my pelvis, right about where the abdomen and obliques meet. I'm just going to go ahead and stretch out that side as much as possible, and I'm going to show both sides so you can see what's happening from the other angle as well here in a second. But I have my other leg propped up a little bit to support me some, and I'm just letting that sink into the tissues of my psoas. Now you might feel a pretty intense pull all the way down into your groin when you put that pressure on your psoas. So just breathe nasal diaphragmatic, get yourself to relax as much as possible. And if you notice that starts to decrease in intensity, then you can start to use those hip extensions to free up those tissues and actually tack them and floss them through that pressure. So here you'll see from the other angle, got the side fully outstretched. My side that I'm not working is bent. I can relax my head here, get into a comfortable position, and just breathe as much as possible and relax as that sinks deep into those tissues there. Lastly, we want to strengthen that posterior chain. So here we're using a skydiver to do that. What I want to do is focus on engaging my glutes first, getting my abdomen engaged, and then starting to extend from there. So I really focus on the stability from my pelvis first, driving down into the mat, lifting the legs and upper body up at the same time. And I'm going to hold that flex for about 5 seconds while I'm up. Really focus on a full contraction along the spinal column all the way through my pelvis into my glutes there, making sure that I'm feeling all those muscles engaging while I'm doing that, and then relaxing back down from there. So take your time in that position, try and get it as balanced as possible when you're in that position working, and hold and then relax. You can do 6 to 10 reps here, and that should be plenty of work to make you feel like you've done something. All right, and there you have it. A simple mobility routine you can be using if you do a lot of sitting throughout your day for your work, in a car, at a desk, whatever it might be, so that you can counter the effects of all that sitting that you're doing. If you like this video, make sure you let me know by clicking that big thumbs up down below, and take a moment to share this one with a friend. If they're at a desk job, if they drive a lot, pass it their way, share the love with them as well. If you're somebody who's struggling with a current ache, pain, or injury, maybe it's low back pain from the work that you do, again with all that sitting, and you're ready for some direct help working your way out of that, what I want you to do right now is go down below in the description to fill out a coaching application and schedule a mobility blueprint call. This is our opportunity to get on a Zoom call together so that I can first of all take you through a full assessment, gather all the information that I need to tailor a program specific to your needs, and then lay out for you in full detail what that program is going to look like. So duration of the program, number of sessions per week, duration of the sessions, equipment you need, how I'd be delivering that program, how I'd be coaching you through the process, and any other questions you have about the coaching or programming, I can answer for you at that time on the call. So if you're ready, drop down below right now, schedule that call, and we'll get you moving in the right direction. Last but not least, if you have not already, make sure you take a moment and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future content like this. Every Saturday, I'm putting out videos showing you how to resolve aches and pains, prevent injuries, and overall optimize your performance inside the gym and outside of it in your daily life and routine, and it doesn't get better than that. Welcome to the Stronghold Army. We'll see you next week.